Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we will travel back to ancient Rome. We will learn about the gladiators, the famous fighters who lived, trained, and fought for crowds in the arena. Let's discover who they were, how they trained, and what their lives were really like. Gladiators were fighters who took part in big shows in Rome and other cities. These shows were held in huge buildings called amphitheaters. The most famous one is the Colosseum in Rome. Most gladiators were slaves, prisoners of war, or criminals, but not all of them. Some men chose to become gladiators. They wanted money, fame, or a better life. The people who owned or trained them were called lannistai. A lannista chose strong men and brought them to special schools for fighters. These schools were called ludi. That's the Latin word for games. In the ludus, gladiators lived, ate, and trained every day. Training was very hard. At first, they practiced with wooden swords to learn control and balance. They trained with teachers called doctores, who were often former gladiators themselves. Gladiators learned many fighting styles. Some used shields and helmets, others used nets or tridents, each with a different type of armor and weapon. Life in the school was strict and disciplined. Gladiators could not leave without permission. They trained for hours, followed rules, and stayed in small rooms. But they also had medical care and regular food. Good gladiators were valuable, so their owners wanted them to stay healthy. Scientists studied old bones from real gladiators. They found that their diet was very special. Gladiators ate grains, barley, and beans, foods that gave them lots of energy. Sometimes they drank ash tonics, special drinks made from plant or bone ash, to make their bones stronger and heal faster after fights. When it was time for the games, the gladiators went to the amphitheater. Thousands of people came to watch. There was music, a parade, and sometimes animals in the arena. The fights followed rules. They were not all to the death. Gladiators showed skill, courage, and respect for their opponents. The crowd cheered loudly for their favorites. These games were not only entertainment, they were also political events. Rich men and emperors used them to show their power and generosity to the people. So, as we can see, gladiators were not just fighters. They were athletes, performers, and symbols of Rome's power. From slaves and soldiers to heroes of the arena, their lives were full of discipline, danger, and drama. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more English through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you next time.